are in Innovative Approaches and Communication class at the Arkan University of Art and Design. We have a very special guest again today, Hasan Tabakçı. He will be talking about how to start up a business. Before giving the floor to him, I would like to read his short biography to give some brief information about him. Hasan Tabakçı boasts a robust background in entrepreneurship, underscored by a remarkable track record of developing impactful entrepreneurship programs. With a fervent dedication to fostering entrepreneurial ecosystem, Hasan has carved a niche for himself in empowering small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and nurturing early-stage startups to scale new heights. Currently serving as a business consultant at GIZ International Services, Hasan is a pivotal member of the leading team driving the implementation of the E-Unit SME program, generously funded by the European Union. The overarching objective of this initiative is to catalyze island-wide economic convergence by facilitating increased trade across the Green Line and integrating Turkish Cypriot SMEs into the EU single market. In addition to his role at GIZ, Hasan wears the hat of a startup mentor at Cyprus Inno, where he forms personal connections with budding founders. Through one-on-one guidance, particularly in areas such as business model canvas and digital marketing, he fuels the entrepreneurial journey of early-stage ventures. Prior to his current endeavors, Hasan spearheaded a transformative EU-funded project at GIGEM, Youth and Resource Center, witnessing firsthand the profound impact of entrepreneurship on young individuals. By equipping them with essential skills and training, Hasan empowered countless youth to enhance their employability and embark on entrepreneurial ventures, thereby contributing to job creation and fostering a culture of innovation. Adding to his entrepreneurial repertoire, Hasan co-founded and served as the head of operation at Sunset Trading Ltd, an alcoholic beverage importing company, showcasing his entrepreneurial prowess beyond consultancy role. A master's degree in digital media and bachelor's degree in communication and media studies, providing him with a based understanding of the dynamics of modern businesses landscape. We were talking about startup spark ignites your entrepreneurial journey today, and now I am inviting Hasan Tabakçı here, and the floor is. Thank you so much once more for accepting our invitation today and being with us.
Thank you, Hocam. Well, it's an honor to be here, and thank you for the lovely introduction and the invite as well. It is nice to be here, guys. Good afternoon to everyone. Today we will be talking about, like Huri Hocam said, regarding some startup ecosystem in the island-wide ecosystem and some of the entrepreneurial journey. Those who wish to, proceed an entrepreneur career. So I believe everyone here at some point has an idea to pursue. So today I'll be trying to explore that journey with you, so that it will be much clear for you what to expect, what not to expect regarding this journey. So today the agenda is, as you can see, entrepreneurial journey as a set of steps, map of how you move through the entrepreneurial journey, and clarity on how this entrepreneurial thing works. So in regard to this, what to do first, what do you do next, how do you go to the next level, and how you scale up your idea. About me, Rajam actually mentioned quite a lot regarding the background. So I'm a I have also a background in communication, like you guys. So, which is I'm very proud of. So it's one of the best decisions that I study communication and media studies. But I wouldn't know in that time that communication was the right choice, but it gave me a lot of perspective regarding every topic. So currently, we are currently operating an EU-funded project under GIZ International Services, which is a very good project. We are serving as the implementary body for European Commission, which delivers support to businesses and startup ecosystem as well. I will be mainly focused on startup ecosystem by providing new accelerator programs, capacity support and training programs for startups. I would like to today. I would like to have a seminar as much as interactive it can be. So I would like to start with a question: that do you think anyone can be an entrepreneur? Do you have any thoughts or comments to this? Any ideas around this? It's just a simple question. No? Yes? Anyone can be an entrepreneur?
He wants the microphone. Yep. Excellent person. Okay.
In my opinion, with enough
Right.
that's just my opinion.
Of course, there's no right or wrong answer to this. So, I would like to hear some feedbacks and comments if you guys have. I think you have any comment as well.
I mean, an entrepreneur is it's sort of over the years become a very pejorative word.
Hot topic, yes.
Yeah, in the sense that it's sort of 10 years ago, you would have been like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. They would have been like, oh, so you're unemployed, broke, And now at this point, if they say I'm an entrepreneur, they mean that, yeah, I am an entrepreneur, because it's gotten much easier to make money as an entrepreneur than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yes. I mean, the entrepreneur term is its term. It's become a hot topic, and now it's in the, we are living in the times that, like you mentioned, that this can be a good path of, career. So everybody now around in the networking ecosystem embrace it as a career. So, but is it for everyone? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. So entrepreneurial spirit is something that we are all born with. Oh, you have a comment as well? Sorry. I didn't see it.
I am going to say that I do not believe everyone can be an entrepreneur in the capitalist sense of the word, because people have different personalities, and to be an entrepreneur, you need a certain type of personality, mindset, drive, and focus to be able to achieve that. So no, I do not believe that everyone can be an entrepreneur.
Good. Yes, absolutely right. So that's why I'm going to put my point on. So, but it's the spirit that we're all born with, right?
True.
So with a push or with a right mindset, you can be an entrepreneur. But it's not for everyone, like yourself. Well, entrepreneurship is the idea that you want to create value for others while taking a creative risk. So there are different stages to that. So which the entrepreneurs should go through. Some people are very good at finance. Some people are very good at marketing. Some people are good at logistics. Some people are visionary. They have the big they are guys or so it's about finding basically. So finding what kind of business you are very capable of and suit it. So it's about finding your inner course, inner mission, mindset. So if you want to pursue a career on this entrepreneurial journey, try to find your purpose and what you are good at, basically. So entrepreneurial journey always starts with an idea. So idea, for me, I don't want to say that the idea is very important in the entrepreneurial journey. I think for me, idea is the least important in the entrepreneurial journey. Why? Because it's very easy for us to get emotionally stuck to the idea that we think that, and our close circle think that this is the best idea and this is the best, market. This is the best gap in the market, so I will go with that idea. So idea on its own, it doesn't worth anything. So the execution does. So whoever execute better, the faster the idea, who embrace the idea much more, he will execute it. So the idea itself, for me, doesn't make any sense. So the good marriage between idea and market is the essential to start with. How do we understand that if the idea is viable? We have to test it, right? But we shouldn't be testing it in our closed circle. So we have to conduct series of experiments, series of questionnaires, discussion groups, focus groups, market research. But we have to have a systematic approach to this validation, to the idea, whatever of the idea we have. So let's give an example. When Tesla, right? The Elon Musk, the crazy guy, this crazy entrepreneur. So whatever you do, his trick is, he always sets waiting lists and and a discussion groups. Let's say he's going to launch a flamethrower or Tesla Model 3. Okay, you will find a waiting list, and you always find a joining list. So whenever he gets the demand, he'll produce it. So the first couple of days, I think regarding the flame, for 50,000 of waiting list appeared, so he produced it. So he's especially sales with Tesla Model 3. So without testing the idea, my point is it's worth it because everybody has ideas. Everyone, or people not yes. Called softpreneurs, and we are sitting with friends. Can do that, but there's millions of ideas like that sitting, chilling in the sofa and creating new ideas. So don't be like softpreneurs. Sharpening ideas on the market, not on the sofa, basically. So that's why we test it regularly, constantly, to validate the market needs, to understand, is this an idea that the market has a market fit? So in current days, 2024, I think as digital tools, we have the most available tools to test the idea before we launch it, before we created the product, before we created the service. There's ways now that you can actually spend very less of amount that you can actually see if this idea is going to be worth anything or not. So fail fast, fail cheap. So because none of a single idea, just a single idea, will be a business in one go. So we have to fail constantly. But nowadays we can fail for cheap. We can test the idea like for $50, validating, testing, creating discussion groups, creating waiting lists, forming WhatsApp groups to test it. Facebook A2B ads, it's even without a landing page. Let's say, actually we will come to that, but my point here is that we have to regularly test it in the market to see if our idea is worth anything or not before we launch it, before we making an investment to it. How important the role of passion in the process of entrepreneurial journey? Passion, I believe, for me, it's the core of the entrepreneurial journey to pursue in any ideas. So passion matters a lot because the business atmosphere is very hard, and you have to stick with it. That the entrepreneurial journey is not stable, and it will not be stable. So the passion, for me, it's a great must to have. If you don't, guys, if you don't have a passion for it, if you don't feel it, in the core, don't pursue it, because the road will not be stable. Gratification will come later. So towards that stage, we have to be stable, we have to have a passion, and we have to have that mindset to proceed with it. So passion is the required force when things are not stable. It will not be stable. And that's on the previous slide, I mentioned that what are you good at? What is your core instinct that you need to pursue? Career, what market, what idea? That's why the passion is very important. You need to have, at some point, you need to have a mission of origin, mission and vision, but it has to have an origin story to that. So you have to be think this as a vision to apply it in 10 to 15 years. So do we have the guts to wait 5 to 10 years to this idea to be well executed, because you have the passion and you have the mindset for it? Because it will take time. So that's why you need to have an origin, mission, and vision to pursue on this. Well, don't pursue entrepreneurship for this reason. Just to reach when there is no alignment with your passion, because it will not be attractive. When there is no alignment between yourself and the idea, it will not be attractive, because if it's not be attractive, you will not have people to join you as a team. It has to be aligned with your passion, the idea, and the career that you're going to pursue in. So for others to join you, because others, how you create a team, the people trust in your vision and your mission and the goals that you have. That's how you get the best teams around you. And without an attraction, you will not get a team around you. So it has to be attractive. It has to be appealing. You have to have some kind of a story behind it that people also, jointly feel the same passion with you to be join the road with you. So that's how because the business, success is a team sport. At some point, in early stages, okay, you or your co-founder or your friend can go at some point, but when things are getting serious, you need a team around you. So that's how you get a success. So to create the best team around you, you have to have the alignment with your passion. Well, we were discussing about, like 5-10 minutes ago, the hot topic of entrepreneurship. Nowadays, we've got probably seen a lot on YouTube or on any social media channels. There are a lot of videos regarding how to make money, how to go, to this entrepreneurial journey, how to get rich easily, I heard some guy who pumped a crypto coin to make millions, okay? Or another, there's some videos around flipping properties on YouTube. Start with this, flip that property, and then move to another. At the end you'll see, oh, this guy's earning millions, so I can do that as well. Just don't do that. Don't go to this road just to make easy money, just to be rich. If it's not aligned with your passion, those ideas, don't pursue it, because it will fail. So all of these ideas start with a pitching, start with a great sales. So how to be great at pitching the business ideas? This is very key, because those 6 points will give you essence of how to create how to master at the pitching on a pitch deck. Pitch deck is a kind of your product that you pitch to the potential buyers or sellers or investors. So how to be great in the pitching? You have to have a clarity. It is the base level. You don't want to confuse people on what is this idea or what is this product is for. Clarity is a must. It's the base level that it has to be clear that what you are selling, the idea. And then the authority. Authority is the ability to communicate that you're worth listening to. So, basically, me as an investor or buyer, I need to be make sure that this guy knows what he's talking about. You have to give the sense that I am the authority of an idea to tell you about this idea. You have to have that kind of authority around the product or around the services that you provide, that you know what you're talking about. The other key is that the how to define the problem. So the customer has or some sort of problems that exist in the world that it needs solving, that you identify an insight or solution for that problem. So you have to make sure that you clearly understand the problem, what is the problem, and how you create an insight for that problem, and how you're going to solve that problem. Because every idea comes solving some kind of problem that people or communities will pay you to solve that problem. And then we have to talk about why. Why is about communicating why you care enough about that people will buy into this as a person. Why you care about this problem. You have to justify that, identify that I care about this problem. That's why I'm solving it. So people need to understand that as well, that you are solving this problem for them. So the next steps is that what you are doing next in terms of logistical, creating this, creating that. I'm going to be in the market shows in the next 6 months, or you can, this is my website, the logistical steps. But the last but not the most least, in terms of pitching, the emotions. This is very important because people remember you based on how you made them feel. So you want to think of how do you leave them attached to your idea. So what is this emotion or what is the feeling that you want to do business about? So you have to leave the sense of attachment to your audience. It's not just the practical or functional terms that I will be solving your problem or this rate. But at some point, like when you look at all the brands, the successful brands like the Nikes and Red Bulls and all that, it's all about emotions. It's not about just solving your problems, like sneaker problems, or energy drinks problems. It's about the branding itself, and it's about the emotions, and emotion sticks. We are all here in a communication background, so you probably heard this before. How importance of the emotions to stick with in terms of marketing, in terms of sales as well. So on a great pitch deck, make sure that you leave the people, your audience, with an emotion. Of course, the logisticals is very important. The clarity, what you're talking about, and the authority. If you know what you're talking about, defining the problem, why you are doing this, the next steps in terms of logisticals, and the emotions at the end. Well, the steps to know if it be a good business or not. Businesses has to be started on the demand side, not the supply side. What I mean by this is that normally we create a product, we work hard, we put all the efforts for that idea in terms of I create this website, it will have this, it will have that, it will have e-commerce and all the products itself, and then we launch it. We do the marketing around it. We try to find markets around it, whatever. It goes with the services, it goes with the products. But businesses have to start on the demand side. Is there any demand out there for my idea? So that's why the importance of validating, importance of testing is very important. Don't, put efforts, millions of dollars into your website, landing pages, product itself or service itself before you test it, before you validate it in the right market. So when we have the demand side ready, we can focus on the supply side. Oh, I understand the demand is this X, so I can create the X to meet the demand. So it's important to know the difference between the demand side and the supply side when we are starting our businesses. Online assessment and online scorecards are both great tools that I mentioned to test and validate your idea, if it's worth anything or not, while we are testing this demand side. I can show you great links that if you guys are interested to test the readiness score. You put all the data there, and the tools that it's most of them now it's AI tools. They will give you a readiness score. You are 30% ready. You are 40% ready. You are 50% ready. One of them called Score Up. Yeah, if you want to check that out. The fastest you can get into the lead generation, the better. So the attempts while we are validating these ideas, it's all about lead generation. It's all about creating demand. Demand means leads. So if we have leads are potential sales. So first we need to create the leads to understand the business around it, and we create the supply afterwards. It would be nice to give an example here. Let's say you want to make a chili flavored ice cream. Okay, just guessing you have a passion for ice creams and you have a passion for chili, and you want to have a career and create a product, chili flavored ice creams. What you do first, you don't go straight into production line, creating production lines to create, you create discussion groups, you create WhatsApp groups, you create waiting lists, you create an event that you gather people around and taste that chili flavored ice cream. Or you can, do online surveys regarding this, But easiest is the WhatsApp group. It's very, and it will cost you nothing to understand if there's any appetite out there regarding chili flavored ice cream or not. And then you can create an event somewhere in Kyrenia, let's say, in the city center, with 50 people invited, and get the best feedback out of them. Is it good? Is it not? Do you want any additional flavors and all that? Without actually spending much. You will just create your ice cream at home at some point, because you have a passion for ice cream, right? Forget that. You're already creating that ice cream for yourself, chili flavored ice cream. This is a bad example, but yes. So it serves, you understand, you get the point for what I'm trying to get to. So that's how you test if it's a good business or not. Well, the big question, what if someone steals my idea? I get that a lot in the startup mentoring, in the ecosystem. There's a lot of ideas that, come to get support. What if because everyone thinks that the idea is worth, millions for them. It's worth everything. Well, until you get a Ferrari, no one steals your idea. So what I mean is a bias towards around this, that, that if you have a Ferrari, be careful, because you make something good or profitable that you buy a Ferrari. Probably the next idea him or she she will go or he will go is probably something tangible. It's probably will make it again, so I can steal the idea. But then again, ideas aren't worth anything. Execution does. So the value is for the person who does it. So if someone else do better and execute faster, let them do it. You go on to the next idea. So it's all about execution. Who will execute faster? Who will execute better in terms of ideas? So don't worry about sharing your ideas around your network. Don't worry about it. Just share it and get feedback constantly. Entrepreneurship is all about sales. Well, the big term entrepreneurship is actually means great salesperson. So if you can sell it, everyone everyone can sell it. If you can't sell it, no one will sell it. So that's and so much of it is pitching. Entrepreneurship means is a salesperson, and so much of it is pitching. Who is behind the scenes? You. And if you can sell it, like I said, nobody will sell it. So think this term as a a salesperson that you have to create. You have to be working hard behind the scenes to create the best possible pitch and create the best possible offers around it. Fear of failure. Well, everybody has this. Every entrepreneur who's in this journey has a fear of failure. Well, it's a natural habit. It's a natural habit that if you want to learn, you have to fail. So it's like being a parent. Child will fall, you will pick them up, they will fall again, they will pick them up. A lot. Occasionally, they will walk. And it's like riding a bicycle as well. You fall, you go back, you fall, you go back. So the journey is full of fear and failures. So you have to be stable. That's why I go back to the passion. That's why I go back to the mindset. So remove the idea that you are valuable because you are reliable, functional. You can be very functional at something on operational level, but if you just functional on that level, it's not enough. The life force, the irresistible life force is very key to this, that you have to have that energy, force energy to come back up and continue this road. Vitality, which I like the word a lot, which means vitality refers to the state of being full of energy, and it embodies physical strength, mental vigor, and a zest for life. In the context of a business or an idea, vitality can be described as a robustness, dynamic, and potential for growth and success. So for me, vitality as a meaning, it explains this. It's very fits to this entrepreneurial journey. What I mean by the life force that you are going to give to an idea and how to be vital, to be given an example, like the magicians, or fake thumb magicians. There are people, the fake thumb trick, right? It's a very common magician trick. There are some magicians that they try the trick of fake thumb, but people understand that, oh, this is a fake thumb that you are using. And there are some magicians that you will notice anything. He crafts that art. You will not sense of what he is doing or not. So think of this like there's the same thing going on, but the craft of to be a magician is the passion behind it, and it's the vitality behind it. So you can put that in the context of business or a new idea as well. Well, the importance of changing environments really is very key when you are pursuing an entrepreneurial journey, because it won't happen in your comfort zone. It won't happen in your close circle. It's like, let's say you went to a pub, you see some dance classes, or you see some, Latin tango class there, and you never been into a Latin tango class before. So, and you are very afraid of that because it feels very complex. It feels very hard, the moves and all that. And then you decided to join the dance classes. You went to the classes, and then in a couple of hours, you try to get the sense, and you try to get the feel. So that's time you think to understand this can be good. We can do this. So you have to be outside your comfort zone to actually pursue this idea or career. So entrepreneurship is like that. Entrepreneurship is a community thing. It's an environment thing. You have to be in entrepreneur groups. You have to go to business meetups. You have to find a mentor to yourself. So you have to join the pre-accelerator programs, ideation classes. So you have to be in that environment to continue that journey. and I will share you how you can, join those communities here inside. How to make money? The big question. For startups or for early stage entrepreneurs, we don't have that kind of a budget to start big, right? So if I was starting a new business in terms of an idea, I will put my money on skills, my personal development skills, negotiation skills, sales skills, public speaking skills, which will cost nothing in this age of time, LinkedIn or whatever. There's a lot of skills out there to start with, and connections. Start taking people out to dinners or lunch or coffees. Let's say you find a mentor or you find some key influencer in your network that, can I buy a drink? Can I buy a coffee? Start engaging with the potential influencers and community around you. I will put my $100 to have some kind of coffee or dinner who will help me a lot in terms of my idea. I will buy them lunch. I will buy them dinner. I will take them out for casual drinks. This is very valuable because I am nothing, but those guys are made it, so I can spend $100 a month to take a couple of people outside out to dinners or whatever. So I will start with that, and trust me, it will get you somewhere with the feedbacks that you will get from that $100 a month. So I think this is where coming to. This is kind of a business from scratch. I like the chaos concept. We use it a lot. So first, how to start a business? You have to have a concept. You have to develop your concept, so it's a good concept. You validated it, like we discussed. You conduct some experiments. You align with it, so the other people can join it. So that's the concept. Audience is that you engage an audience, waiting list, dinner parties, scorecards, or discussion groups, like we talk in detail. That's the audience. An offer is that you construct package of offerings, so people can buy after you validate your idea. And sales is that the ability to talk and discuss with your interest parties and close the deals. That's leads, appointments, presentation, and sales. Well, basically, the this is key 4 elements that you have to think before you're starting a business. If you have the concept, if you have the audience, if you get your offer ready, and if you can sell it. That's it.
Thank you.
Well, this is very nutshell, of course. Every topic like ideation, validation, business model convincing, pitching, sales, these are all different elements which require intense training. Check out what's out in the community. I will show you a QR code that you can tap in and follow me on that. So I will be regularly sharing what's going on in the community. Plus, there's millions of tools online, but the key here is that putting the effort in the connections. Be in that environment. So you have to be in that environment to pursue that goal. So environment is very key here, and connection is very key here. And mentor, find a mentor. Finding a mentor is a very key here. Do you have any questions or feedbacks or comments that you have to make?
One second. Take the microphone first, please. There you go.
Hello. If you don't mind me asking, companies, do you have any?
I can't.
Do you have any companies or anything?
Yeah, I have a family business.
Oh, how long?
For 20 years.
How long did it start? Like how long? How long did it take for you to start it going? Like to get it going?
In terms of making money, you're asking, or
Upgrade.
In like a comfortable level where it can only go up.
for me, my specific sector was the import focus for Spain and some other countries to the as well. So it's been mine for like 20 years. So it requires a lot of investment that I need to raise money from the family members and all that. Make the sure. Time-wise, 2 years. That it's stable. But don't forget, this is a very traditional idea,
Yeah.
and which requires a lot of investment. I wouldn't pursue that now if I was to go into that business, because importing alcoholic beverages, it's nice, but the challenge and the investment that you are going to make, I wouldn't do it in the competition, considering the competition in the island. So now I will be more focused on the digital.
Interesting.
After questions.
Okay. Okay. So, hello.
Hi.
Personally, I have been into different industries in the past. I've run a couple businesses on my own as well. I started my first company, I think 6 years ago. I was still quite young at the time. It was an esports company. We developed video gamers, and we participated in competitions and nationwide competitions generally. So, but then again, I couldn't sustain the business up, like, after leaving, coming to school, because like I had to leave the business and come to school because my mom wouldn't let me.
Commitment, right?
My mom would let me leave school for a business at the time. So, but then what would be, if you had to give me an advice, because obviously I would like to go back to continue from where I stopped. What would be your advice to me at the moment on how to redevelop myself and redevelop my
So
business?
it's on the shelf somewhere for waiting for you.
Yeah.
That idea, right?
Well, the industry in itself back home is still not as developed as it's supposed to be. So it's still a growing industry, and it's still, well, technically I'm still part of it, but not as active, because there's like a community, there are like organizations I'm part of, that I still get to make like key decisions, take part in key decisions, go on. So, but going back to start the business again, I would say I still know what to expect. So yeah.
It's all about focus. So we put a lot of ideas on the shelf. Someday, I want to do this. So someday I want. Maybe you put effort like you did,
Yeah.
but you have other commitments. You get to come to Cyprus to study.
Yeah.
But you put that on the shelf. If it's screaming at you, like I think it does the moment that you want to continue that path, you need to go back and focus. The effort is on the focus. So if you have the passion, that screaming idea to you, if you have that passion, if you have the willingness of putting the minimum 60 hours a week, go for it. But if you still have the passion, and if you still have the mindset to do it, it doesn't matter what's the competition out there. It matters on you, the execution that we are discussing at the moment. So if it's screaming at you on that shelf, all those years pass, and you have the passion to do it, you have to be focused. So my advice to you, find the habitat, environment that you have to be, find yourself focusing to that at least 55 hours, at least 60 hours a week.
Okay, so another question. Sorry. I'm someone that I really like the entrepreneurial ecosystem, in the sense that I've never been I've never fancied working in like a typical organization for
9 to 5 corporate.
yeah,
job.
9 to 5. I always enjoy, going up and down, trying to figure out things on my own.
Good.
But then again, in as much as I've done a lot of businesses, both personal and friends, have would you advise the key elements that should appear in your pitch deck, how to do your possible investment?
Well, of course, there's a lot of pitch deck tools out there, and I will urge you, advise you to come one of those our pitch deck sessions. It will be during the summer, so because it's a process. Every slide, those 8 or 9 slides, is a process. But when we take a step back and look how should be a pitch deck sound, has to be clear. The clarity is very important. You have to tell the audience that what is it all about. It has to be very clear, so everyone needs to understand it. Because most of the time we see a lot of pitching. I didn't even understand what this guy is talking about. You have to be very clear of in the sense of explaining it to a 5-year-old to understand it. So it has to be clear, first of all. And the authority, which I mentioned, that in terms of the background you have, in terms of the data you have collected around that sector, it has to be feasible. It has to be sustainable, that these guys know what he's talking about. He has the authority to talk about this sports game, because he provides us with the know-how, data, and clear that he knows what he's talking about. So I need to listen to him. And define the problem. You have to define the problem. There's a lot of demand on the e-sport sector. There's a problem that we can solve this because there's a demand. Don't get the problem in the sense that there's a environmental problem or whatever. Demand. If there's a demand, there's a problem that we have to solve it. So defining the problem is very key, and why you are doing it. That's the passion that you're going to make to try understand the people, that why you are giving a shit that you are doing this. And then the next steps is the very logistical steps that this guy give the sense that this guy knows what he's doing. Like, okay, I'm creating a landing page, I'm talking with this, I'm talking with that, blah blah blah. That's the next steps in terms of functionality and the emotions. That we talk about that a lot. Emotion sticks, but that's how you create your pitch deck around. But as I said, there's a lot of tools and steps how to create a great pitch deck. The sessions you can join.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or feedback?
Yes, please. There was something. First of all, let me say thank you for the presentation. It was enlightening. Then there was something you did say that confused me a bit. When you, in the, I think, second or third slide, you spoke about not investing emotions in your ideas. About your ideas. So it's sort of paradoxical and it's quite confusing to just say. I don't understand the part of being passionate about your ideas, but when you said one shouldn't invest emotions into his ideas, I was like, okay, this is a new angle, and I was trying to understand you. But moving on to the 5th slide, it took a different turn altogether. So I'm trying to understand what you mean by those two statements.
You mean asking the difference between passion and emotions?
No, passion is an emotion. What I'm asking is, you'd said, or that in the 3rd slide, you put out that you shouldn't invest emotions in your ideas. Then going on to the
pitch deck, right?
No, not the pitch deck, before the pitch deck. Before the pitch deck, there was a slide that you said you should invest emotions in your ideas. Then moving on to the 5th slide, you were now like, okay, you should be passionate about your ideas.
Yes.
And passion is an emotion. So it's quite confusing for me. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm not quite sure that if I get the question, but
He's asking, passion is it's also an emotion, and you said at the very beginning not to focus on your emotion, like don't be emotional, you know.
on the
Don't
ideas,
attach
Yes.
your
on the
Yeah.
idea itself.
Yes.
What is the difference?
Yes,
Because
yes, now.
he got confused because passion is an emotion as well.
I got it.
Yes.
But
I
it
got
is
it.
something different, actually.
I got it. That's how you. That's after you test the idea, the passion. Right? Does it
Okay.
make any sense? So you have a lot of ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, and you didn't even test it in the market. You didn't test it in your community. You didn't test it in your. You didn't validate the ideas. You can easily emotionally get stuck with it. That you think that this is a great idea. I need to do this, but you didn't even put the effort of 55 hours of work testing it, validating it, find a good market fit. Without that, we can easily emotionally get stuck with the ideas. But passion is after you validate it, after you find the market fit, after you get the demand, you understand the demand, you have to have a passion that take the next steps towards the entrepreneurial journey, because it will not be stable.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the difference.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, when the idea is fresh, you shouldn't emotionally invest in it. But after you've gotten some form of clarity on the idea, then you can then invest in it emotionally, right? Okay, thank you. That makes sense. I wanted to ask about upcoming seminars that you or people you know who are might be organizing.
Louder, please.
People who are in your field might be organizing in the coming future.
You're asking about the further seminars regarding entrepreneurship or
Entrepreneurship and startups.
how to start a business, or much functional, let's say, creating a business model, kind of technical stuff.
Yes.
This is a seminar. Those are going to be trainings and workshop, guys. So that's going to be different. This is like a widening your horizon around entrepreneurship. But the things that we are going to do is training and workshops and will be designing a lot of programs around startup ecosystem.
Mhm.
So feel free to follow me from here.
Okay. Then my last two questions. The first one is in regards to delegation. Starting forming a startup can be quite demanding, and then you now have to delegate duties to people who might not be as passionate as you in projects like these. So obviously it's not easy to obviously most of the time you won't find people who are as passionate as you about what you are doing. So do you settle for people who will just work for the money, or would you rather continue doing the overloading yourself with all the demands of the startup?
I think the question is around creating a team.
It's around delegation. When you can't find the right people, what do you do?
Well, that's very challenging. That's why to try to put the focus on the alignment and the vision you put out there, and how good you put the vision out there, and how will people align with your idea. It's tough. It's challenging because, like you said, it's very challenging to be on the same level, same dedication level with the peers around you. So that's why the alignment and the vision, and the mission that you put out there, it has to be very carefully communicated. So that the attraction can happen. So when the attraction happens, people will come. But when there's no attraction, there's no alignment. So, but challenging.
Okay.
It's very challenging.
Okay. Then
Last question, please.
yes, this I'll keep it as last one. There's one more though, but I'll keep it as the last one. Okay. When you spoke about the pitch deck, you talked about identifying the problem. Now, the world nowadays is full of problems, yeah, and people are solving problems that you can solve. So, in a pitch deck, when you're pitching an idea, if someone is already solving the problem that you want to solve, is it still important to outline that problem in your pitch?
Competitors?
Exactly. You have competitors who are doing something similar.
Master, yes.
It's still important.
It's very key. When you are in the market share they got, and
Okay.
your approach to the idea, how you will overtake them, and
Okay.
how much you will get from that market
Okay.
regarding pitching to the investors.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Well,
Last question.
Hi.
hello.
Thanks for the seminar. Thank you for the seminar. And I have a really brief question. So, being in the creative field as designers or visual communicators, I've realized from experience I've had like I've been in a different field where I dealt with like physical products, but in this field we're dealing with like services. And what I've realized is like you're dealing with people. You're no longer dealing with like products. You're dealing with people, and I've come to realize when you, as a designer, your clients most likely design, so your work really doesn't have value to them until except you find someone who's like really into the work that can understand your. So how do you communicate to your clients, or like if you're trying to pitch an idea to someone, how do you communicate to someone who is not in the same field as you to get the same age with you, like understand the value of what you're trying to give, because they have no idea.
I know where you're coming from. The agency services, they are thinking outside the box and very hard to to the potential clients because most of them are business oriented. They don't know what's going on regarding activity and all that, and the message that you put. What's is challenging and stuff. I agree because we will be into that situation as well. But clarity and comes is a very two key elements that I can suggest that put in the work and the services and the flow as clear as possible, and the outcomes, what you will get after the service, as clear as possible. Maybe in when you're doing offers and all that, but then again, it's the matter of communication, right? It's not related to this. So keeping the communication channels open all the time, because without telling them, without communicating them constantly, it won't happen, especially on this field.
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from, but the communication is very key here. Thank you.
No question, right? Okay, thank you so much once more for this enlightening and informative presentation about how to start up a business. And thank you again for being with us today once more. I hope we will invite you later on and you join us and for giving this kind of speech to our students. So once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.